So instead of off the rip, playing it like that and saying congratulations, you just opposing a problem, I wouldn't really want you on the stage after that. What's up, everybody? It's your girl B Octavia, and I am back with another video. Today we are jumping right in. We are in Black History Month, and this won't be a Black History Month video, but I do have a few things planned that I want to talk about, and I will be going live to discuss topics with y'all very, very soon. So, although this is not a Black History Month themed video or anything to that nature, this will be a great example of how the music industry works. If anybody does want to jump into it, whether it's doing features or not, right? We will be talking about Lola Brooke and Billy B. Now, of course, we're getting very, very familiar with Lola. She is on a rise right now. She has released music for years, and one of her songs went viral in the last year or so. The song Don't Play With It, it has millions of views now, and we know Billy B is featured on that song. I wanted to talk about this because I don't have a very immature standpoint on it, and that's what I've really been seeing. And also I see, people wanting to take sides in a matter that doesn't really call for that, right? It's about right, wrong, and what's in the middle, what's fair. Don't Play With It is 2 years old, and I think before the song went viral, she was in the clubs playing her music and stuff like that. But of course, after it went viral, she was getting booked for bigger venues. And recently, she just did the Apollo with Lil Kim. And I believe Lil Kim brought Lola out. I believe that's what happened. Shortly after the performance at the Apollo, Billy B has came out and said, "How are you performing at the Apollo without even considering me coming on stage?" and things to that nature. I found it very ironic that after the Apollo is when we heard from Billy B, when Lola has been doing clubs for months. I raised the eyebrow to that. If Billy B would have came out prior to the Apollo performance and said that, I feel like I should be up there with her, that would be one thing that I would, kind of listen to. But after Lola performs at the Apollo is when Billy B speaks. I can't really respect that. You know what I'm saying? But I'll get deeper into why I feel like that happened. As far as Billy B coming out after the Apollo performance. But first I have to say this. If Billy B and Lola was an actual group, like a female group, like BBOD, you know what I'm saying? I'm just making that reference because New York and shit like that, they was rapping and shit like that, right? If they was really a group, that does add more weight to what you're saying, right? But the fact that it was a feature doesn't mean that you have to be in every performance in New York, and it doesn't mean that you have to be on the stage with Lola. With Lola at the Apollo. And another thing that I thought of was, this ain't Remy Ma and Fat Joe. We talking about dynamics where it's a no-brainer that they getting on stage and they gonna do their thing and support each other. It's not locked in like that. I feel like in New York, whether y'all come from the same borough or this, that, and the fourth, a lot of people in New York do features. A lot of people in New York collaborate together with music. They networking. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like we locked in, we besties, we in this shit together as, let's say, a Fat Joe, Remy Ma, etc. And it's something else that I'm not really clear on. I don't know if Billy B is speaking Like, how can you perform in New York, period, without considering, because it's a lot of different boroughs, it's a lot of different places to perform in New York, and you're just making it an issue, or just, you know, showing your frustration. I don't really get that. But I think that this may be the case and why she's coming out now. I mean, it could have been stewing, it could have been bubbling and things to that nature, but I think that a lot of people that are from the hood, you know what I'm saying, and they really are talented, it gotta be a situation where you don't have too many outside forces or outside voices in this case, or opinions in your ear when stuff like this comes out. Because instead of saying, wow, this is great, you know, big ups tour, mad love to the Bronx or Brooklyn or wherever. So instead of off the rip, you know, playing it like that and saying congratulations, you just opposing a problem, I wouldn't really want you on the stage after that. You know, I think that it does more harm to Billy B. It does more harm than good. And honestly, being on a stage is good. Being on a stage is cool, whether she wanted you to be or not. And I'm sure people in interviews will ask her and stuff like that moving forward, which is kind of annoying. But it's the first bump in the road. You know, everybody has their turn. But this is how I really feel about it. I feel like an unknown artist or unsigned artist or underground artist featuring another unknown underground, and I'm not saying unknown in a bad way, right? I'm saying unknown to the masses, hasn't gone viral type of gig. You feel me? Featuring another unknown, unsigned underground artist. Two unknown, unsigned artists cannot break each other. They can't break each other. It's no way that an unknown artist or unsigned underground artist is going to break another underground artist. For example, Travis Scott featuring Pop Smoke, a well-known artist, signed, does touring, does all these things, millions of dollars, etc. Broke a unsigned, unknown, and up-and-coming rapper, aka Pop Smoke. That's how it's done. So my thing is, I don't know what Billy B really thought that she, you know, I don't know what she was expecting to get out of it if she didn't put much into it. I can see if you actually, you know, helped or aided in Don't Play With It as far as Lola's verses too. And you did your shit with your verse. Don't get me wrong. That is adding. But I'm saying it's not your track. You are a feature. I wouldn't have even expected to be on stage because we are looking at Lola. I think that it would have, you know, of course, been a warm moment for Billy B. But it's Lola's shot. And it probably sucks to actually have to come to terms with that, seeing as though it's doing extremely well. But who's to say her shot isn't coming up? You never know who's watching. And I seen an interview, I'm going to put the picture of it right here. I seen an interview that she did recently, and this is the thing that I don't like about how social media works. It's like, before Billy B came out with her frustrations, wasn't nobody wanting to interview her. And I can go back and I can just make sure, and I'll apologize if I'm wrong. But now, after she shares her frustration, she has an interview. And it's solely about what she said on social media. It's not about her music. It's not about her freestyling and her getting her talents out there. It's about drama. And it's about somebody else's song. Now, I don't want to be contradictory when I'm speaking. My thing is, it's Lola's song, but being a feature, being a featured artist on it, you gotta treat that like it is your song and promote it like it is your song, and make sure that on your part you've done all you could do. Now, on the interview, she did say that she didn't really put too much promo into it, or maybe she felt like the job is done. I wrote my verse, it's out, we shot the video, done. I'm moving on to this, that, and the fourth. But what this shows me is obviously Lola and Billy B wasn't good girlfriends, and you don't have to be to do a song together. You don't have to be to do a vibe, create a vibe together, and it be what it is. Perhaps Billy B should have, at least asked Lola directly if she could be on a stage, or just popped up and seen what happened. I'd rather you take the rejection of going there and seeing that not only Lola's team is acting shady, but Lola is acting shady. Then I would be like, oh yeah, that's fucked up. You could have even showed up at the Apollo. And I'm not saying that she knew that Lola had an Apollo performance or whatever, but you could have showed up at many events and many things and just seen how it went down. And if they were shady to you, the whole world would have been like, that's fucked up. That's messed up. You know what I mean? But the thing that I see about it too is, not only is it people in Billy B's ear, perhaps it is also people that's stunting her growth. Like, I even seen a few of the Shabuya, I forget what the name of the Memphis girls is, but I've seen a few of them doing club appearances and things like that, and not even having all the girls. That's a hustle. Do what Young Miami did when JT was in jail. And Lola wasn't even in jail, but you could do it. You could do it. I'm sure there are certain litigations and things like that that come into play, but it's a way to handle things versus complaining about it and seeing what type of reaction you get. Of course, I wish Billy B the best. I wish Lola the best. And I strongly believe that Billy B is on her way. She has quite a lot of content, and she's continuously putting things out. So, big ups to her for it. You gotta have a certain drive for what you really want to make pop. You really do. So, I hope that she puts this past her. You know what I mean? Because feelings like this, they only bottle up and bottle up even more, no matter how much you talk about it. You could talk about it right now and then talk about it 10 years from now with the same type of energy on it. And not saying she has bad energy or anything like that, but I just look at people a certain type of way, especially if it gives off a slightly ungrateful feel to it, or rubs me the wrong way. It's like, well, acknowledging that on your part you didn't really communicate directly towards Lola, which I don't know how that's not possible, and y'all did a song together, y'all gotta meet up and do all these things with the verses and all that. So I'm just confused with that. I wouldn't even, if I did a project with somebody, I wouldn't even want to take myself through a team, aka Lola's team, when I got so-and-so's number to really ask the questions I need to ask. But I don't know. These dynamics are very strange. So I want to know what y'all think in the comments below. Leave your thoughts, and I will get back to you, and I will see y'all in my next video.